Hello, Pisces. Look at all that sunshine in the screen. Wow. It is good to be with you guys today. We are going to dive right into your tarot reading. And we're going to see what messages Spirit finds important to share with you today. And so let's just take a look. Remember, these are general messages, so take what resonates and leave the rest, okay? Start off with a little James Van Prague. Love that man. He is amazing. He's got a channel on YouTube if you're interested. He has a lot of interesting programs and a lot of interesting free things available. It's just James Van Prague. All right, here we go. For Pisces, please, Spirit. I think his cards are published by Hay House. All right. Oh, I love this. Wow. Man, Pisces. Oh my God, I love this energy. Pisces. Woo. Pisces, yes. Okay, guys, when you have faith and you know, and the one thing that you are truest to is yourself, right? Like, I'm not gonna lower my standards. I'm not gonna abandon parts of myself to fit in or to make something work. I'm not gonna abandon what I know is right for me or my moral compass or my pillar of consciousness to conform or to make other people feel comfortable in my presence. Like, I am going to have self-respect. When you navigate life from that space of self-respect, you find a sense of peacefulness that is otherworldly. I'm just going to say it's otherworldly. And with the trust on the bottom of the deck, you know, whenever we dive into this, you know, self-respect energy, a lot of times we'll see people who maybe don't respect themselves as much, finding love, quote unquote, you know, finding a serious committed relationship, finding, you know, a promotion, finding this, finding that. And we can look at that and go, gosh, you know, did I really choose the right path? Is this really the right way to be? To, you know, hold the space of self-respect, to treat myself as sacred, to, you know, it definitely is not like a quote unquote easy path, right? It's a very challenging path, right? But when we are calm and we are in a sense of peace inside, our true nature is peace. We are born in a state of peace. The world does almost everything that it can to undo that peace and to shift us from the spaces that would keep us in a place of peace. It challenges us and we react as human beings, especially as little tiny human beings that don't have a lot of experience and that don't really know how to react, and who are role modeling ourselves after, you know, parents and mentors and teachers and people in our community who have already been worn away into conforming into what society says is right? And so it's really easy to lose ourselves. And then we spend the whole rest of our lives trying to get back there to that state of peace. And a lot of times we'll be like, I don't really know what it is, but something's missing. I don't really know what it is, but I just feel out of sorts. I don't really know what it is. You know, how many times do you hear people say things like that? And what it is we're not at peace with ourselves. What it is there is an imbalance within us. There's a conflict within us. There's something here that's blocking our energetic flow. And we're aware, our awareness is brought to that. We don't feel quite right, but we don't know necessarily what it is and how to fix it. Well, oftentimes it is just a matter of going within. Oftentimes it is a matter of reconnecting with self and coming back to a place of peace. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh, I don't know if I took a picture of it. Oh my God, I did. Listen to this. I cannot believe this is coming out. And last night this happened. This quote is by Gabor Mate. I don't know if you know him. He's a doctor. He was a heroin addict. He's pretty outrageous. I really have gotten a lot of true golden nuggets in life from him. And you can, if you put Gabor, Gabor, and Mate in your search bar in YouTube, I'm sure it's going to get you a whole bunch of really cool videos. Or, well, I don't know, you know, things that resonate with some people don't resonate with other people. But I think he's pretty good friends with Gabrielle Bernstein, if you know who she is. Okay, anyway, every human has a true, genuine, authentic self. The trauma is the disconnection from it. The healing is the reconnection with it. Guys, that is what we're talking about right here. And it is interesting because the messages that I get from Tarot and Oracle, they don't really come from me. And, well, they do, but they don't. And whenever something like that happens, which has happened a lot lately, where, you know, you wonder, did that thing influence me? Or did, you know, like, or was it kismet that I saw that thing, you know, a sign or a synchronicity? I don't believe anything happens for a reason. So for me, it's always a sign or a synchronicity, but you take it as it resonates to you. Anyway, the truth of the matter is, it's a wound that is causing that, and sometimes it's been triggered by something outside. Sometimes it's just something that we're ready to release, and so we're getting that little feeling inside of, hey, there's some baggage here you could get rid of. You don't have to carry this burden. You could be one burden lighter, you know, and, you know, it's time to release me. It's time to address me. You are in the right frame of mind. You're in the right state. You're strong enough. You're ready to let this go. And so if you just sit with it, if you meditate or however it is that you sit with yourself, and there's also a great book on that by Thich Nhat Hanh, How to Sit, it's called. But there's this amazing thing that happens where we do have the capacity to heal ourselves. The human spirit is incredibly resilient, thank goodness. But it returns us when we do this to the state of trust, to the state of faith. And it's kind of like, what comes first, the chicken or the egg, you know? Because do you have to have faith to get into that sense of peace? Or does the sense of peace and reconnection with self, because our self is the divine. If you want to get into that, go to Mooji, Mooji. Lots of amazing meditations where you will literally see that you actually are the observer. He takes you through, okay, what is your reaction? Oh, okay. So who is doing the reacting? Okay, so how do you know? Oh, because you're noticing it? Oh, I'm just doing it a huge disservice by even trying to like tell you this. But he has an incredible way of unwinding you from everything that is not important and putting you in touch with your own divinity. And it's amazing. And it's a really rewarding, amazing experience. If you're into that kind of thing, highly recommend Mooji. I don't know why I'm sitting here like an infomercial recommending all these people and things, but it's coming out, so here you go. Maybe it's spring and you're searching for a whole new, fresh set of perspective. Maybe you're looking for new knowledge, new information, new wisdom here, Pisces. Maybe you are really starting a new chapter in your life, and maybe you want to be armed and directed and informed and wiser. I don't know. Anyway, those are some good places to start. But, and you know I love my Michael Singer. And my Tara Brach, Tarabrach. But anyway, guys, there is this energy of when you are truly at peace, even when you question, because we are looking to someone else and we are seeing what they're having or what they are getting. If you go within and you really sit with yourself and you really sit with that feeling of peace that you have because you have stayed true to yourself, it takes almost no time at all for you to realize that there is nothing better than that, and that there is nothing that is worth compromising that for. and that, you know, we can be happy for other people for their journey, but a lot of times we can also look to those people and realize, like, oh wow, you're so desperate. I don't want to say, like, I'm not judging or anything, but you can sense a desperation in some people to be loved, and oftentimes they attract that narcissist, and those people are love bombing them. It looks amazing, it looks incredible, it looks, you know, jealousy worthy or envy worthy or whatever, you know, and it may be even enough to make you question it, but in the end that person is left with the narcissist, you know. Or, you know, which, like, I would rather be by myself than be with a narcissist, that's for sure. But you know, you can start to see that even if it's not a narcissist, even if it's an amazing person, it's like, wow, well, that was their divine timing. I can definitely see why that person came into their life at this time for a reason. I can also see the work that that person did to be ready for that. You can see things, right? And you know you're on your way as well, and you trust that the universe has someone amazing in store for you, and that kind of experience in store for you, because you know this is an abundant universe, and that there is more than enough, that there are billions of people on this earth, and one of them at least is for you, you know, and that they are probably seeking you as I'm speaking the same way you are seeking them, and you trust that. And you trust that, and you trust that, and you trust that. And that trust actually ends up contributing to your sense of peace. And that is when you can really let go of situations that are not for you, very gracefully, very easily, very gently. You can look at it, you can say, if this was for me, it wouldn't be making me feel this way. If it was for me, it would be showing up. If it was for me, you know, the door or the window wouldn't close. You know, you can just very clearly be at peace with, okay, you know, I have complete faith in myself. I have complete faith in the universe. I respect myself. I know that all the free will choices that I'm using, which is all we have control over in this life, I am using to my highest and best, and to take me closer to what it is that I want. And I trust that the universe is doing the same, is matching my energy. When you really have faith in that, you really have trust in that, and you're really doing that, you're really implementing that, truthfully and honestly implementing that, not halfway, you know, then, man, radical changes and shifts start happening. People, you know, people who also respect you start showing up in your life. Yeah. Oh my God. This is crazy, you guys. I just don't even know. You got this card, it says settling. Avoid settling for less than you deserve. Hold your self-respect intact no matter how tempting it is to settle. Okay. Man, there's something, okay. I got like destiny is calling. There's something that is this, you could have a long distance love here, Pisces. Someone may be coming in from a distance. You have destiny. The reunion with your twin flame is a destined event. This does not mean necessarily, a lot of times people think they know who their twin flame is, We can have a whole big discussion here about twin flames. I think I've said how I feel about the twin flame thing many, many times. I only believe in things that empower us, okay? I that's just me. And I'm very kind of staunchly that way, which is, I try not to be staunchly anyway. But this energy can be a past life soulmate that you have never met before in this life. This could be a brand new person. It does not have to be someone coming back from your past. You have love knows no distance. It transcends time and space. Okay, so this person could have been, and this could be a past person that's been at a distance to you emotionally, mentally for some time, that's coming back around. It can also be a brand new soulmate who's coming in. You may meet them while you're traveling. They may be from out of town coming in to work on a project at your company. Like, you know, there's a whole bunch of scenarios here, but there is something about traveling or distance. You may meet them online. I don't know. But there is a whole thing here about them not being here. And I feel this is intentional. I have seen relationships kind of start at a distance or have periods of long distance, and long distance either really brings you closer together or it just totally messes up the connection. Because the thing about distance is when you can't physically be in someone's presence, it's either going to, people are either going to take advantage of that by, being unfaithful or, being recklessly irresponsible with the relationship because out of sight, out of mind, or they're going to double down on their commitment to the connection, and you're going to have really beautiful conversations that you would not have been able to have. I don't want to say you wouldn't have been able to have it, but you might not have had you had the physical presence right there. But something is building, okay? And that's what I feel. And it's something that I feel like is either coming back after some time or it's coming from some distance away, but there's something about the distance that feels very intentional or very necessary, okay? I'll just say that. Then you have wish, and it says someone you wish for is coming into your life. So that could be a past person, that could be someone new. When you don't settle and you respect yourself and you trust the universe, you just don't know where it's coming from or when it's coming. It is though. You can trust it. Yeah, see, space is where love really develops. It's like, I was a photographer and I used to develop my own film and then like print my own pictures. And there are all these processes that we go through in photography that, are very hands-on, where we're standing right there, where we're literally exposing the light through the negative as an example or whatever. And then there are periods where, the picture's in the developer and it's going through the process and then it's going through the fixative and all those, where it's pretty hands-off. We're not necessarily totally like over top of it, like, oh my gosh, actively participating. And I've always sort of seen love being that way, that like, you're together and that's when the image is being made. That's when, it's all sort of coming into focus, right? And then when, you leave each other, that's when it develops. That's when your imagination starts to come in and say, wow, that dinner was beautiful. Or, my sister had a baby and they held the baby. And then I go home and I think about them holding our baby and I think about having babies with them. And you know what I mean? It's like you need that space for your own imagination to reconnect with yourself and to sort of try it on and be like, wow, does this work for me? Do I love this picture? Am I completely enthralled with what I see developing or what I see could develop here from what we're creating from that moment that we spent together in each other's presence? And you do have this, alone time, missing you, time apart energy here, where it's kind of like, having someone always on your mind isn't necessarily a bad thing. A lot of stuff happens in that time period. I see dating happening here. I see I see a beautiful relationship developing. That's what I see. And, take it as it resonates. This could be someone coming back from your past, but this could definitely also be someone new. You have sensual, sexy nights of passion. You turn me on so much. There's definitely a physical chemistry here. You have walks in the park holding hands after dark. This is that energy I got of like the communication, maybe you can't take a long walk in the park, or maybe you're FaceTiming while you're walking in the park. It's kind of dangerous. I don't recommend it, but you know your own situation. But it's like, being able to really, when you're walking in the park holding hands and talking, there's sort of no place exactly to be. There's no rush. There's no nothing. It's like we're just here talking. There isn't the possibility of this when you're here doing this. And this is what is actually building the foundation, the solid foundation of the relationship, that communication that is necessary for a relationship to really take hold. And you have soul recognition, gaze into each other's eyes. This is a strong soul connection. You've got this destiny card, you've got this soul recognition card, and then on the bottom you have intimate meal for two, loving this. You know, this is, you know, I love being in love kind of energy. You know, I love having someone to share this mundane moment with. I love being able to say, hey, there's this restaurant that opened. I'm really excited about trying it. Do you want to go? Or let's cook something together. Or let's go to the farmer's market and get ingredients and then, you know, see what we can make from it. I love that energy, personally. All right, here we go, guys. Tarot. Okay, whoa. You have the Emperor and you have the Chariot, Aries and Cancer energy here. You have, wow, the Three of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. I mean, this is someone, I'm really... Okay, again, a reference to the long distance, possibly with the Chariot, could be traveling. I've been getting a lot of heavy traveling energy and even traveling by train, which I don't usually get traveling by train. I often do get cars and plane energy, but not traveling by train. Interesting. I don't know. You know, I think, oh, train, like I think subway. I used to take Amtrak trips with my parents when I was a kid. We went all across the country on Amtrak. But I don't know. I don't know what that is about. But when that train came out, I could like hear it. Anyway, with the Emperor and the Chariot and the Three of Pentacles, this is an empowered divine masculine. It does say law and order there. So I don't know, this could be someone who is, you know, in the military, the police force, a lawyer, a judge, some kind of advocate or mediator, or I don't know. It's like someone who has, I'm getting like a sharp mental skill for working things out between people, or like maybe some type of negotiator or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, there is this energy. I feel like this person is very wise, and I feel like this person has actually had a lot of experiences. This may be something new for you. They may also be older than you. You may meet them while you are traveling. I'm actually getting from this set of cards. I'm even getting like particularly somewhere warm. Somewhere where it's like you want to be outside at night. Okay, I don't know. I feel like that's somewhere warm, tropical even. I love Florida nights because it's so hot in the day in the summer, but it's not bad like late at night in the pool. Okay, so there's an energy of this person is very solid and very stable. They know who they are. They have some life experience. Life may have not been easy for them, or they may have started their own business or something, and they may have gone through a lot of ups and downs, a lot of mistakes, and found their way. This is an established person who they really do know who they are. And they definitely, you know, when looking at you, I definitely see that they see sort of the same thing in you. That, you know, you definitely have some kind of skill set here. It could be, you know, this Emperor obviously feels very, very masculine, very, very, and the Chariot card actually feels incredibly feminine and very soft kind of energy. And so it feels like you are a perfect balance to this person, or they see you that way. Whatever they lack, it feels like you have. And they feel like you are someone who's very trustworthy and stable and able to really match them stride for stride. they see you as someone that they want to build with. They want to share a vision with, they want to share a plan with, and they want to build with the Three of Pentacles. I'm getting like they see you as a good investment, or like, you know, someone who is solid and stable and has something also to contribute to the thing. It's not just a need-based thing, which I don't know why I'm getting that. Maybe this person is used to people who seek them out because of what they have to offer. And it's kind of like you're driving your own ship already. You don't need anybody to save you. You don't need anybody to rescue you. With the Three of Pentacles too, I'm getting, it's like, I get this get to know you kind of energy. Like they want to see, what is your vision? What is your plan? Is it similar to theirs? Is there compatibility between these two things? They want to uncover something here. It's like they want to offer you something, but they want to also sort of know where you stand. It's like they don't want to corrupt your vision or your plan. They just want to know if they match up, if they're compatible. It's interesting. I feel like this Emperor is not controlling. You know, sometimes an Emperor can be very controlling energy, but this feels like someone who, it's kind of, you know, they may have learned that lesson the hard way. This is someone that may have already been in a long-term relationship or possibly has been married, where it's like, if I convince you that my plan is the best and that you should join my plan, you may never be as passionate about that plan as I am, and it may fail because of that. Like, I want you to have your plan and I want to have my plan, and I want to join those plans together. And when that can happen in a very balanced way, where you're pursuing your passion, I'm pursuing my passion, and those things are contributing to each other and fortifying each other, that makes it even stronger. So they may see you that way. If you could meet this person through work, again, with the Three of Pentacles. I got that feeling earlier in the reading as well. But it may be that you do things that are complementary to each other. This Three of Pentacles says talent and teaching. So this could be even like a creative talent. I don't know, this guy is giving me creative vibes with his bandana and his longer hair. Yeah, so heavy emphasis on the Cancer-Leo axis there. Okay. I feel that this Emperor has, the thing I think that they fear the most is that they will not find someone that they have, it's almost like they have gotten themselves to a certain place in life that they wouldn't be able to find someone who does equally match them so well, or that, you know, they may have dated a lot, but kind of felt like people were sort of, I just keep getting like using them. They weren't really interested in knowing them or loving who they actually are, but you know, it was more of a superficial thing. And I feel like this Emperor is 100% certain that that doesn't work. This top sword is facing down. And so it's kind of like, it's you know, there's knowing what we want and having complete clarity on that, sword up. And then there's kind of knowing what we don't want and having complete clarity on that, sword down. You know what I mean? And it's giving me that like sword down energy. It's kind of like they almost have, if there is a fear that this Emperor really has, it's that they won't find someone who can see them for who they are and appreciate them for who they are. It's interesting because with your don't settle energy, I also feel that with the Emperor here, where it's almost like a mirrored energy where they intrinsically know or have also gotten the message, don't settle. And it may have taken this person a really long time to find you, or it may feel like that to them, that they've been looking for you a long time, and that they may have been on the brink of giving up hope or really having a hard time trying to hold on to trusting the universe. With the Sun and the Chariot, it is like the moment they see you, there is this wave that washes over them. There's this energy of happiness and of, oh my gosh, the clarity, this could be my person. I feel that this person wants to handle this very carefully. Even though you have the Fool card on the bottom of the deck, like they definitely want to take a leap of faith. They definitely want to, you know, come towards you and experience this. And it's kind of like, I feel like it's taking everything that they have to sort of maintain this level of calm in the face of this, because it does feel like it does make them so happy to have found it. And the Sun card does also talk about a reconciliation of soulmates. And I feel like, Pisces, you feel the same way. You know, you're like, oh my gosh, you know. And I also do feel the sense for some of you, if you find this person while you're traveling, it's kind of like, why are you so far away from me? And I feel like part of that, this reading is just assuring you that that is in the highest and best good, if that's the case, if that is what happened. All right. Whoa. You come into this person's life like crazy. Wow, you have the Ace of Wands and it says career, beginnings, and travel. Hello, are those three things not been themes in this reading since the jump? You might meet this person at work, career. That you've got a new beginning, you're starting a new chapter. Travel, I mean, like, what in the world? It's so crazy to me. But you have the Page of Wands, you have the Ace of Wands, and you have the Tower here. So it's sort of like, almost like you fall out of the sky into this person's lap. I am going to just take one on this Tower real quick. Actually, I am feeling guided to grab this. What is the Tower for Pisces? Wow. They're chasing you, Pisces. They're going to chase you. You got the Fool card, and now you have the Chaser on the bottom of the deck with this Tower. I don't think that they're chasing you. This card says fear of abandonment, chasing, codependencies, whatever, but I don't feel that at all. I feel like this person is like, oh my gosh, you got my attention. And now, I mean, you're not going to wonder whether or not this person is pursuing you. They're pursuing you. They're very physically attracted to you. You have passion, the Ace of Wands and the Page of Wands. They're very physically attracted to you here. It is like the moment they meet you, there's that soul recognition that we see here. I feel like this person doesn't want to take their eyes off you. I feel like they don't even want to be separated from you. There's just this energy, although I do feel that this person is trying to stay calm. They're trying to stay in their throne. They're not trying to go crazy here. But because they want to do this right. But I definitely feel this sense of, you know, you hit this person like a ton of bricks. You have the 10 of Wands in reverse, which is telling me that there is some kind of burdensome cycle that this person is really still closing out. You know, for some of you, it could be if they do own their own business or they are an entrepreneur or something like that. It may be that like I have a friend who had like this oil and gas company or something, and he worked it until he was like 42. He worked. I mean, it destroyed his relationship, and he ended up selling it, but he had to get to the place where he sold it. And I don't know, that's coming up here with this 10 of Wands. Like, he may not be at the place where he's just selling his business, but that was his plan all along, to build something that someone else would want to buy. Or it is like, it can also talk about like a karmic cycle, or like, you know, it could be like where, you know, someone has, you know, gotten a divorce or something, but is still having settlements on the home and the car and the, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. it's just something, it feels like it is like 90% complete, but there is something that's still going through that it's kind of almost like, I do think the timing on this though is like happening completely the way that it is supposed to. Like, because I feel like if there weren't these distractions, or there weren't, if we were past this place, this person would be like in your face 24/7. Like, wait, you're the love of my life. Like, you're not getting away from me. You know what I mean? Kind of energy. Because with the Page of Wands and the Ace of Wands and this Passion card and the Tower card, it is like they were afraid that they were not ever going to find somebody, or that they were going to be alone. And it's like, I feel like they didn't like either of those prospects. And you came in like a ray of sunshine. Like, oh my God, here's the answer to my prayer. And this is someone who's an emperor. They are very empowered to go after what they want. They know what they want and they pursue it. Like the King of Wands, but kind of like on steroids. And there's this energy of, you know, they're attracted to you, you are well balanced to them, you are capable in your own right, you don't need them, you are doing fine on your own. This is so attractive. So with the Eight of Pentacles, again, this could be something that happens at work. But this could be even where things are still coming up that this person has to take care of. With this bees and the honey, it's kind of like, you know, I don't know if bees produce honey all the time, or if there's a particular time where honey is harvested or something, but I don't know. It feels like there's something that this person has to attend to, or that also has their focus. They may also be working on themselves. Closing a karmic cycle can sometimes be like they were a bit of a people pleaser, or they allowed themselves to be used a little bit. And so you might see remnants of that, where they're almost like offering for you to use them, and you're like, no, that is not what this is about. Like, where you are actually coming in to help them close out this cycle. Let's see. What is the Page of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the Tower all about? The Two of Swords, Ten of Wands, Ten of Cups, Eight of Wands, and the Chariot again. Heavy emphasis on Cancer energy here. Scorpio, you also have. You know, for some of you, this could be someone who in the past refused to make a decision. You may have really asked them to commit or something, and they may have even been like, I can't. It's like it's not really my choice not to, or I have no choice in the matter. Again, they may have been closing out a burdensome cycle, but it wasn't quite closed yet. And they were like, as soon as this is closed, then I can, you know, choose this. Because with the Two of Swords clarifying the Page of Wands and the Ace of Wands and the Tower energy, it's kind of like, it's giving me two different things. It's showing me backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. So it either not making this decision and losing you really wrecked their life, and it made them very sure that this is what they wanted, and it made them really want to choose this, and like awoke their passion for this, awoke them on a different level, that like, oh my gosh, I need this. Or it could be, it was out of their hands, they couldn't choose it, they were not allowed to, they felt powerless to it, and that it wasn't their choice. And then the minute they could choose it with the Page of Wands and the Ace of Wands, they did, and they're coming in like a bat out of hell, and they are, you know, really passionate about this, really ready for this. If this is a new person, it feels kind of like they could give off an air of not like it's almost like intuitively you may, this is very strong energy, the Page of Wands, the Ace of Wands, the Tower, and the Passion card. That's very, very, very strong energy. And so you may intuitively feel that and know that. They may flirt with you like that. They may give you every sign that that is, in fact, how they feel, because it is. But then they may act like the Two of Swords, like not completely coming at you. Because there's something about this cycle that's not totally complete. The Ten of Wands in reverse. And you've got the Ten of Cups upright and the Eight of Wands here. So it's kind of like, as soon as this thing completes, this person, they are coming in to communicate. They may even tell you about this. Like, they may even say, listen, I've been working for a long time to sell my business, or, you know, to get my business to a place where I can sell it. It's going to get there, and as soon as it does, here I am. I totally see myself being emotionally content with you. I see this as a marriage. I see this as a long-term love situation. You know, they may be communicating to you that, like, I definitely see it this way, and this is definitely what I want. They may, part of the karmic cycle that's not completely closed out may have something to do with traveling or moving. Like, I have to move, or as soon as I am able to find a job in your area, I'm coming to where you are, or, you know what I mean? There's something here that revolves around work and travel, developing themselves, mastering themselves, and coming towards you at the same time. It's a work in progress. They're definitely going to communicate. Speak of the devil. For some of you, this is definitely a past person. Could be a fire sign. Could be someone that you worked with. You know, wow. Could even be someone somewhat religious or possibly spiritual, but this feels more religious to me. But do your own thing. I mean, like, what I mean is, how do I even want to say that? It's like, there's no judgment between religious or spiritual, but they are different. You know, spiritual is like, I'm like tapping into everything that could be true in the universe, and like you know, like, it doesn't matter what you call it, it doesn't matter and it's not necessarily like that, but like, then religious can be like, I am deeply rooted in my faith. There's no judgment. I'm all I'm trying to do is give an adjective to describe someone. All right, is what I'm trying to say. But I feel as though this is someone, this King of Wands is giving me a different vibe than the King of Wands normally gives me, because of this religious / spirituality energy, where this is a King of Wands who isn't just looking to charm the pants off you. There is a level of commitment, or there is something backing that up. It is like, you know, I may be very attracted to you. I may find you very physically attractive. That's definitely part of this reading. But it's like, that isn't really the only thing that I'm interested in. You know what I mean? Like, I am interested in your spiritual side. I am interested in everything about you, really. And maybe even knowing what you think about spirituality and religion. But you have the Hermit, the Queen of Cups, and the Four of Swords here. And this is an energy of, it does feel like a past person in a way with these cards. None of them say directly past person, but it does feel like someone that you haven't maybe spoken to in a long time. And it's someone who I think you offered unconditional love to, and I just feel like they slept on it. They weren't able to receive it. They were not in a place. They needed to heal. And I think they never forgot it. And I think you were never far away from their thoughts, from their dreams, from them in a deep way. And I think with the Hermit, you know, this person may have been by themselves and not talking to you, but I think you were always on their mind. It's kind of that alone time, but the whole time it feels like they were missing you. They were thinking about you. They were really even possibly finding a deeper understanding of what you were offering them, something that maybe they weren't able to see to begin with. They may have been more like a King of Wands, where they were really, you know, just very physically attracted, weren't really looking for a whole lot more. And so when you asked for more, they were like, no, kind of just offhand, because that's not what they were looking for. That's not what they thought they were getting themselves into. They may not have felt ready for something like that. But in this time apart, it's like they realized, ready or not, sometimes things show up in your life. And, you know, that people like that are kind of irreplaceable. You know, those are the people that you build with. Those are the people that you hold on to. Those are the people that you build your world around. And so it's kind of possibly made them want you in a different way. Yeah, see, they were detached emotionally. They were like, no, yeah, and man, do they have regrets. Wow, over the Queen of Cups. They were detached, and they were very like all business, no play. They were very focused. They were very, you know, just kind of emotionally detached, very much about possibly the business. Maybe they were like, I can't break the rules of the business. Maybe they were like, you know, I see this one hand gripping his knee. This feels like holding on to his humanity, and then the other one gripping this sword. And so it's like, well, I might like you, I might want you, I might want this, or like there's something here where this person is a little bit of two minds, but the one that feels very, very dominant is this cold, detached, this is what I have to do, this is the right thing kind of a thing person. But it's like now they really regret it, because after spending this time by themselves without you and really understanding what you were offering them and what you were giving them, now that's all they want. You know, it may have even turned them into a more spiritual person. And they're sitting in a lot of regret here. That I almost feel like that fear we saw could be that they missed their chance with you. Because Queen of Cups just don't come around all the time. In today's world, they really don't come around very often at all. Wow. Jeez. Wow. I mean, really, Pisces, I mean, I don't know, man. This is a transformative time in your life. This is definitely a time of new beginnings. And, you know, could this be a past person? Absolutely. Could it be a new person? Absolutely. This is a transformative time in your life. This is a time where you're going to be called to take a big, big leap of faith, and trust. And that, you know, if you're not settling and you have used your free will choices to lead you here from a place of self-respect, from a place of, you know, knowing what you deserve and not accepting less than that, what you are going to free fall into with this Fool card energy is you're going to get caught. You're going to get, you know, you're going to find love and harmony and union with someone who is an equal match to you. That's what this reading feels like. You're going to have success and victory. And man, this is a huge moment of transformation in your life. I mean, period. I can feel it. And it's almost like bringing tears to my eyes. Okay, let's see. everything is about to become clear for you. Wow. How interesting of a way for Spirit to say what Spirit is saying. I saw the 7 of Swords underneath the Fool card that was at the bottom of the deck with the first time I used this deck today. And I was like, oh, I don't like the 7 of Swords underneath that Fool card. You know, like I saw it and I was like, well, we'll see if the 7 of Swords comes back out. That happens a lot to me when I'm reading. Hold on, let me get a drink of my tea. In the moment that I start talking about the 7 of Swords, my throat chakra just like closes up and gets all itchy. So Pisces, for some of you, you're dealing with someone who may have let you walk away, may not have fought for the connection, may have walked away themselves, may have ghosted. I feel like this person is coming back around. This is someone who is out of alignment within themselves, and that is what you were getting, you know, the misaligned version of them. And now they're coming in, you know, having released this misalignment, having, you know, with the Hermit energy there, it's like really looking at what do I want? What good is it to have all the money in the world if you don't have someone to share it with? I mean, that is an age-old question, you know? Or if you're sharing it with someone who only wants to be with you for your money, you know, how sad and empty and hollow that would be, you know? But there's definitely this energy with this 7 of Swords in reverse, with the 6 of Wands and the Lovers of, you know, I may have made choices in the past that were a reflection of my misalignment. I may have let you walk away. I may have walked away from you. I may have ghosted. I may have made, you know, other choices that were not in alignment. I may have, like, maybe I should have called you. Maybe I should have shown up for you. Maybe I should have been there when you asked me to be there. But I didn't make you a priority, or I didn't do that. It's almost like this unburdening for this person of all the things they wish they would have done or should have done. I don't necessarily know that these things are going to be spoken into the world. But I do feel that there is this release, like I am letting go of the part of me that informed those choices or made those choices. And I am showing up a much wholer, much more complete person who is ready to actually experience the depth of this and harmonize with it and come into complete union here. With the 7 of Cups in reverse with this Death card, this is someone who struggled to see through fear and illusion. There were so many things that were on their plate, so many things that were taking their focus, so many things that they were thinking about. This person may have had a lot of trouble with priorities. They may have, you know, even had so many things going on in their life, or so many things that were open-ended, or so many things that they weren't sure about, that with this Knight of Pentacles, it's like they just started checking them off their list. You know, anything that made them afraid, anything that they were worried about, it's like they just started removing them off the list, and then they ended up with that one huge fear. And that one huge fear is that you were going to get away. Or if this is a new person, that they would not end up finding their person, someone to love them for who that they are. With the King of Wands here, it's like this person knows what they want and they're ready to take action. They're ready to go after it. So whether this is a past person or whether this is a new person, Pisces, you have a new chapter opening in your life. And I think it is more than just in love. This feels like brand new slate, you know, and I think this has come up a few times in the past month or so, where it's like, keep being true to yourself. Don't, you know, even it's okay to question ourselves. Like, it's okay to kind of glance over and see someone else getting something that you think you want. And, you know, but the reality is we don't know, you know, that person may be cutting off part of themselves. That person may be willing to, that may be a lesson for that person, you know, a lesson that you don't need in this life. You know, you may have already learned it. And so, you know, just, I don't know why that's coming up. But let even the questions return you to a place of trust, I guess, is kind of the energy that I'm getting here. All right, let me get you guys some messages. You do have a lot of Aquarius, Aries, Gemini, Scorpio, Leo, Chariot came out twice, Cancer, or maybe it came out 3 times. I'm not sure. Virgo. Okay, if you're dealing with a water sign, I am working on myself, stuck, angry. You will always be my secret love. And you are the only one who truly gets me. If you are dealing with a fire sign, okay, you have resentment, hopeful. Your words speak to me like no others can. Twin flames. Our eye contact is insane. And you are hard to forget. If you're dealing with an earth sign, a lot of messages. I can't walk away. I don't want to let you down. What we have is soul recognition. I don't care what people think anymore. I am trying to figure things out. Indecisive. You changed my whole direction, and I miss you more than you know. And I feel like the earth sign really wants to communicate here with all those messages. I mean, and they fell out like right at the last minute. All right, and if you are dealing with an air sign, it's like maybe you're getting away and at the last minute this person's going to communicate. I just want to go back in time. You hit me out of nowhere. I am overcoming my fears, blocking, and I am choosing you. Guys, we've had a lot of flip-floppy energy, you know, in your readings lately where it's like, oh my God, someone's coming in. Oh my God, you need to leave this person. I mean, you got to decide who are you going to be with, who are you not going to be with, like who's contributing to your health and well-being and who is not, kind of energy. And so I definitely think that you are clearing space for a brand new beginning here. And the thing is, you know, I don't want to, you know, when you are ready to let something go and you are letting it go, and I've read your comments and your comments are so beautiful about letting things go. And I'm so proud of you guys, but, and there's no but, actually, that is just its own statement, right? But, oh my God, and then I say but again. The thing is that what I'm trying to say is that is a necessary energy for any new beginning, whether it is your past person coming back or whether it is a new person. You have to be willing to let go of what no longer serves you and of what is holding you back, because until you do, first of all, your past person can energetically connect to you and there's no reason for them to come forward. They're getting what they need, you know, like, yeah, sure, it might be better if they came forward. They might have something physical too, but you know, they're kind of getting what they need and from you. And so when you finally really release it and let it go and that person feels the finality of that, they reach out for you energetically and they can't find you. You know, that has a startling effect, right? And when you have someone in your aura, because you are leaving that door sort of open for that person, someone else coming into your life can feel that. They feel that space is being taken. They feel like they would have to share that space with someone else. They don't feel like it's wide open, free and clear for them to move in, you know? And people don't, that's not what a lot of people are looking for, especially like high value people. They're definitely not looking for that. People are always afraid, oh, maybe there's going to be somebody that you already have feelings for. No one can compete with your past person. No one can, because you don't have that history. You don't have that familiarity. You don't have that comfort level. And yeah, you don't have, conversely, the bad things that happened as well, but comfort is comfort, you know. No, you know, your old favorite pair of jeans, even if they're ripping down the rear seam, it's still more comfortable than the brand new pair of jeans you bought yesterday to replace them. You know what I mean? So, all I'm saying is the energy of releasing, the energy of letting go, it is such a, you know, an important part of the cycle of life. And so I don't think, you know, if something is meant to be, it will always come back. And that is sort of the ultimate trust, isn't it, in the universe? And ultimately trusting the universe and believing that the universe is benevolent and has your best at heart. It helps that sense of peace. And don't we all want that, right? That sense of peace. So I leave it in your hands. You listen to your own intuition, you know, do what is best and what is right for you. But I just want to say, because sometimes I feel like when you listen to tarot card readings, and especially like every day, you can get this sort of like whiplash of, you know, well, one day they're coming back, the next day they're not, the next day I'm supposed to let them go, the next day, wait, they're coming back again. And first of all, energy is changeable. And second of all, please don't ever let your mood rise and fall on a tarot card reading. I know that's easier said than done, but always, you know, set the intention before you watch a tarot card reading of, you know, to let the messages that are intended for you and that are to resonate with you stand out to you and resonate with you in such a way that when you leave, you're just more bolstered and more confident about what you're feeling already yourself, rather than relying on a tarot card reading to tell you yes or no, this person's coming back, and that's it. That's all you're trying to take away from it, right? Like, we got to make our choices and be responsible for ourselves, right? And we always have to keep in mind, these are general tarot card readings, so I am picking up on lots of different energies. And so some days the readings might be for you and some days they may not. But I just wanted to put this out there because I always want my readings to bring you peace and clarity. And I know that it can be confusing. And I just wanted to say that, especially when it comes to this, this matter of letting go, and you have to let go in order to have space for something new to come in. And if it is a past person, even if it is a past person that you're hoping walks through that door, you want it to be a brand new door. You don't want it to be the same old door they walked out of, because you don't want the same result, right? So let's close the door, let's create a new space, and let's see what fills it, you know, and trust the universe that it will be in our highest and best good. All right, guys, I love you lots. Enough of that. And goodness gracious, I'm going to send you off with all my very best. Always, always, always. Bye-bye.